I wanted to jump on real quick and show you the first part to making a no-sew pumpkin. It's a fun little craft that you can do and you don't even need to sew. So I figured I would show you the first step, and then tomorrow when I finish it up I'll show you the second step, and then you can make your own. So let me get this camera turned around and show you what I am working on. Alright, so in order to make a no-sew pumpkin, alright, there we go. What you need to do, turn around, there we go. So what you need to do is you need to have a couple different supplies. So for today I have a burlap sheet. Now this is longer than I need, it's 12 by 18, but you can pick these up at the Dollar Tree. So for $1 you can get, you know, 1 or even 2 pumpkins out of it. You need something to be able to measure with. Since this is no-sew, you need heat and bond. It's, you know, when you want to make a hem without having to sew. So that is super easy to get. You can get that just about anywhere. You need scissors. You will need Mod Podge, but that will be for tomorrow. You also need some jute twine. You also need polyfill. You also will need, where are they? There they are. These little rubber bands. Now you can use any size rubber bands that you have, but this is what we use to do our dog's hair, so this is what I have, so this is what I grabbed. You will also need some way to use the heat and bond. Now I have a heat press, but most people don't have heat presses, and so what I suggest is actually using this. Yep, good old-fashioned flat iron. So if you have a flat iron and it gets nice and hot, you have a good one, you can definitely use this instead of a heat press. So what you're going to do is you are going to use the heat and bond, and what you're going to do is you're going to take your burlap sheet and you are going to turn it from a sheet into a pocket. And the way that you do that is you use the heat and bond. Now this is what it looks like, and it's not sticky, all right? It feels a little funny, grippy on one side, and then very smooth on the other. And all you do, wherever you want the two edges to go together, you just lay this in between the two edges. So if I wanted this to be, let's say, a hem, then I would just put it in between the two, and then I would use the heat press, or if you don't have one of those, a flat iron, to be able to secure that. So I did that already, and this is what it ends up looking like. So I'll get up nice and close. Now you can't even see that it's there. I know this is white, but once you heat it, then it just securely holds it together, and you can't even see that it's there. If you are using a curl flat iron, make sure that you get it nice and hot, because the burlap sheet is a little bit thicker, so you want to make sure that it's nice and hot to get a really good seal. Hey Dom, how are you today? So what we're going to do is, and I already did this part with my heat press, is I just turned my sheet to make it, folded it in half and did the bond with the heat and press. And then what I'm doing here at the end is I made a little knot out of jute. So my jute right here, this is just string that is very tough, and you want to make 6 strands of these. Now, depending upon how big you want your pumpkin will be, how big you make these strings. But what I did was 16 inches. So I got 16 pieces that were 16 inches long, and then I knotted them together. So I put them all together and then knotted them. So this is what the knot looks like. This is it right here. So here's my 6 pieces, and I tied it into a knot, and then what I did was I put it inside my sleeve. Now this, remember, I already made like a little pocket with the heat and bond. So I have this sticking out. I used a rubber band. Notice that this is sticking out so that this will be inside. What we're going to do is turn it around, and then here I use the rubber band to secure it so it's not going to come out. Once you do that, you're just going to flip it around just like this. So I'm turning it so that I'm putting the extra string, see, there's my string, to come on the outside now instead of the inside, and that knot will be on the inside. So there we go. So now once I flip it around, I end up getting something that looks like this. Okay, so here's my 6 pieces of string, and inside is the knot you can't even see anymore. And this is hanging out because I'm going to use this. So what I need to do is then stuff it, stick it in, and depending upon how big you want it will depend on how much you use, and just put it in until you get the size pumpkin you want. Okay, so I'm going to grab one more handful here. Now I'm going to actually cut some of this off and turn this into 2 because I want nice little teeny tiny ones. If you want bigger, then I suggest you don't get a sleeve like this that's long and skinny, but get it short and fat. That way you'll have a bigger pumpkin. So as you can see, I just stick the polyfill inside and push it through. Now that's a nice size pumpkin right there. And what I'm going to do is really squish it down so that I have a nice little pumpkin. So what I'm going to do after I get all of this, whoops, there I just dropped my mouse. After I get all of this in the way that I want it, now see how you can't even see the edge, I'm going to use another rubber band because I like that size right there. Now I'm going to take my rubber band to close off the top. Now what I'm doing is I'm just giving myself something to tie the strings to. So for me, what I need to figure out, I just broke that rubber band. Hold on, let me get a bigger one. So here you go. Let me try again. Ready? All right, so I'm going to put this rubber band on, and I'm going to, there we go. So now this is not tight, and it doesn't have to be because you're going to finish it in a different manner. So you just want something that you can tie these on. So what you are going to do is take these strings one at a time, and you are going to go up the side of your pumpkin. And what this is going to do is this is going to give you those edges. Now I'm going to slip it under the rubber band, and then I'm going to give it a little pull. Now I'm not pulling on the rubber band, what I'm doing is pulling on this so that I can get a nice tight, I want it nice and tight, okay? So that it's going to end up pushing in your pumpkin. So what you're going to do is take all 6 of these and tie them up and around, and you're going to tie them to that rubber band that you have at the top. And it's just a quick knot. Let me show you right here. There you go. A nice quick knot. And now it's tied to the rubber band. And what's nice about this is because it's not secure, after I get my 6 done, I can adjust it. So I can put, you know, if maybe this is too close to the other ones, I can move it very easily over without having to, you know, undo and retie or do anything like that. So you're just going to try to space them as evenly as possible, and you are going to tie them to the rubber band. Now, once you get all 6 done, what you can do is you can smooth that out into even sections. If you think that this is too big, maybe you want shorter and fatter, you can take this off. This is just a rubber band. And you can take some of the polyfill out. You can make it stuff some more polyfill in so that it sort of makes it rounder and sticks out like that. So you can really play with it and make everything the way you want to do very, very easily. Tomorrow I'm going to work on this, and tomorrow what I'm going to do is show you how to make the stem and to make some really neat little curly-Q tendrils that all pumpkins have up at the top. So if you want to follow along and do it with me, you know, you can run out and get some of these things and get your base pumpkin together. It's pretty easy to do. You can play around with it until you're happy with the look. But let me know if you give it a try. Let me know if you have any questions, if you get stuck on anything, and I will show you how to finish it tomorrow. Have a great night.